Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Jingle Jam filled, pleasantly positive show. I am your host, Yen, and with me today we have Titanium TV, who I will be referring to as Tyler, and Apothecary Alex, who I'll be calling Alex today. Hey, everybody. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, so thank you so much for being here with me. I was actually surprised that you both were willing to come on at the same time, so thank you so much.
Heck yeah. We
Yes,
decided to wear our matching sweaters today. Well, I decided to wear our matching sweaters today, but
they're very cute.
yeah,
They're very cute. I love
You
them.
had to
I'm
say.
jealous. I
yeah.
couldn't.
I was
I,
putting on. Alex pulled out Christmas sweaters and put on their Overwatch Christmas sweater today, and then I was like, "Oh, do you want a match?" And Alex was like, "No," and I was like, "Fine, I'll wear this other one then." And I put on my other one, and Alex was like, "I guess it's okay if we matched," and I was like, "Take it off immediately, put it back on."
wait, so are
Being
those
grumpy.
the Overwatch sweaters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are like the patchy Maris.
And then
That-
you can see the Overwatch
Oh
logo.
yes. Okay. Yeah. I can see the. Okay. I didn't know
And
those
then the
characters though.
Pachimaris are an Overwatch thing as well.
Yeah,
Interesting.
with all
Okay.
like the sprays and everything too.
Yeah.
I don't play.
Which
I wouldn't pick up on that. Is that like a certain character? Or they just like
I
it's like a plushie in game.
yeah, it's like an in-game world plushie.
Yeah, it's like
Interesting,
a
okay.
mascot in game
Yeah.
essentially.
okay.
And then they
Okay.
just like kind of branded it all over Overwatch essentially.
Because everybody loves them because they're adorable.
Yeah, pretty cute.
Oh, okay. I
They're
like it when
basically
games
like
do that.
one of the maps, like one of the spawn rooms is an arcade, and they
Mm.
have like claw machines with like a bunch of Pachimari plushies in them.
Uh huh.
And then I think everybody just fell in love with them, and it's just become like a synonymous thing now. Like there's a lot of characters like have emotes with Pachimaris and sprays with Pachimaris. They
Okay.
sell Pachimari plushies. Spyro has a Pachimari chew toy.
He does
Really?
actually have a feature that is Katamari.
You'll have to show me that after the episode. I'm curious now. Oh well, heck yeah! I love it. I love it when games do that. I was like trying to think because I know there's like some other games that do stuff like that. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but I do love that. Oh, makes me think of like Call of Duty with like teddy bears.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
They love sprinkling, especially like in their zombies. They always love sprinkling the teddy bears around.
Mhm.
Oh, and what else? And then even the new Halo Infinite, I think had big giant teddy bears spread across the map. I don't know if either you play Halo, but
I do, but I never really got around to playing Halo Infinite. I played it for like maybe like an hour, and then I was like, "This is fun," but I'm not really enjoying it too much, so I just
really,
stopped.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Compared to like the two previous ones that came out before that, was it four and but is it five? Five? Is it just four and
Five, I
five?
think. Yeah, Guardians, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, that had, yeah. I, I didn't hate those, but I didn't think they were as good. So I thought Infinite was kind of like a good. It's like it had all the new mechanics, but I thought it was kind of like a good homage to the second and third a little bit, better than the fourth and fifth
Yeah.
were, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
I think I was just like waiting for like the co-op to come out for it because I know it was like only single player at 1st, and I
Mhm.
was like, I'd have a lot more fun with this if I had like another person with me to like run around and grapple hook with as Master Chief around.
True. I need to replay that co-op because the person that I played it with was playing on their like hotspot, and so
Oh God.
yeah,
No.
our game, it just like eventually we were like, yeah, we can't play this anymore. So I probably need to reinstall it and try that again.
Yeah, let me know. I'll play it with you.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll get you in there. That'll be fun.
We'll get some Halo Infinite in.
I'll try not to blow you up with all the explosives they have everywhere littered
Oh,
across the
it'll be
map.
good. It'll be
I
fantastic.
feel like that's part of the thing is you run to grab a rocket launcher to blow up your
Yeah.
By accident.
Oh no, completely on purpose.
Or like
Yeah,
all
you're right.
the battery cells that you can literally pick up and like chuck across the map
Oh,
that
they
explode.
like eat them across the
Yeah,
map.
yeah.
That's so true.
Oh man, I think there's still nothing scarier than when you get stuck with like a, not a Simtex, what is it, a plasma grenade by like one of the elites.
Oh.
You just see it coming like wee, and it just right in your
Like hits you
face,
perfectly. Like,
Yep.
Great.
and you're like, I can't see. This is the end for me. Yep.
what's that red versus blue thing or whatever? Where like, is it Church or is it Tucker who throws like the plasma grenade like all the way across the map and like
Oh,
lands on the tank?
Oh yeah.
and there's also he does the same thing to Tex too.
Does he?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Doesn't one land
That's
on?
how
I think it's like
the first
Donut.
Tex dies is he
Mhm.
stickies her in the head.
Yeah. Doesn't Donut also get like something stuck on him? And they're like,
think
Donut, like
so.
what is that? Like what is that? Take it off of me.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Oh,
Does it
man.
hurt? No.
No.
Something on my face?
Man, I miss
I
Red
really
versus
watched
Blue.
Red versus Blue.
Didn't we talk about Red versus Blue the other day, Tyler?
I think we were like in the middle of all of our like played up fiasco. We were just like in the middle, just started randomly shitting on, or not shitting, but like talking about Red versus Blue and just being like, the Chorus trilogy was so good and
It was.
like
It
gotta rewatch
was.
that like sometime soon.
They did a
Mhm.
really good job with the Chorus trilogy.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched the Reclamation arc yet.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah.
It's like a fever dream for me. I feel like I watched them all at some point, but I was probably like half distracted, so I don't remember them at all.
Well, and also because like the early seasons are so wildly different from the later seasons too,
Mhm.
that it's like they almost feel like different shows entirely as well.
I
Yeah,
miss the old
I agree, man.
animation. Like I compared to the new animation, even though the new one's good and beautiful, I something about the old animations that they did were charming. Like when they
Yeah.
first introduced like all the other freelancers and whatnot.
Mm.
And like they kind of showed like Tex doing like a 1v2 against like Maine and York or something like that, and it was
Yeah.
I thought it was I really missed that old animation.
Monty did such a good job.
He really did do a good job.
Who?
He really. Monty, the animator for the old animator for Red versus Blue.
Yeah, I watched a video about hearing like that's when things change, is when they lost that animator or something like that.
Yeah, and also with he also did Ruby as well. If you ever watched Ruby,
I've wanted to,
RWBY,
yeah, I just never
Um,
gotten to.
which was like his baby of a show
Mhm.
essentially.
Mm.
It was super good show as well.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Halo, Red versus
Luckily,
Blue.
luckily, Ruby got bought by Viz Media because Rooster Teeth shut down.
Mhm.
But
Rest in peace.
Viz bought Ruby, so we're gonna get more Ruby still. So I'm excited for that.
That's true.
Yeah, I was so sad
Pouring
about
out
hearing
for
the
the old
Rooster Teeth
Rooster
thing.
Teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't consume too much Rooster Teeth besides Red versus Blue, but I always liked like what is it, the Let's Play guys?
Achievement Hunter.
Achievement. Yeah.
Yeah, as well as the people that I mainly watched, whereas Funhouse, because
Mhm.
I followed them all the way from when they were like Inside Gaming before they even joined Rooster Teeth.
Yeah. I remember those days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, look at us all, a bunch of nerds getting sidetracked on.
Reminiscing about our old YouTube like watch like shows that we watched and
Anybody
everything.
besides me ever watch Sugar Pine 7?
Yes, I
really.
love
Oh.
Sugar Pine 7. Those skits were so fucking funny. With Kib and Steven and whatnot. Yes. I was so sad when they ended. I love them.
I loved when they got fired. It was so funny.
They got fired?
Yeah.
Basically.
What? That's so good.
I think my favorite like skits that they had was when it was like Steven or Kib's dad was dating the, I can't remember her name now, but he was just dating the one person, and like there was like a pretty big, like she was like 30, he was like 50, but they were like really like, it was just a funny skit that they were doing. I can't remember their name anymore, but
God, those guys were just so unfairly funny. I would
Wow.
say, like, it's unfair.
That's why they got
how funny
fired. They were just like, you're too funny for this world. Get out of here.
well, the
like, they were just.
Here
It
you
was
go.
just so funny, like without trying almost. Like it was so good.
Yeah.
But the writing and the editing was also like masterpiece too. Like it was really good. I really liked it. It needs to be more popular.
Steven's current girlfriend is a streamer, ex Chocobars, Janet. Um, he's been editing her travel vlogs recently, but it's just basically Sugar Pine 7, the travel vlog.
Oh,
And, like, he's doing
Okay.
it the exact same style with, like, the same voiceover and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
Okay,
I
I'll have to
love
check.
that.
I'll have to
That's funny.
check that out. I Steven
I've been,
streams.
like, yeah,
Mhm.
I've been,
Yeah.
like, crying, laughing while I'm watching some of those, because it just feels like a Sugar Pine 7 video.
Yeah, that's
One of my
funny.
favorite bands, Good Boy Daisy, I actually discovered because Kib, one of his exes, is like one of the lead singers. And if you
Oh,
ever,
awesome.
yeah, and if you ever want to like listen to like they're like a good indie pop, like an alternative indie pop kind of thing, uh, or like indie rock. I meant really good. Good Boy Daisy is their name.
Ooh,
Yeah,
have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'll recommend y'all a song or two.
Speaking of songs, what did everybody get on their Spotify Wrapped this
Oh
year?
man, mine was cursed.
Very mostly Portugal the Man, but that's not
Yeah,
surprising.
that's true. I think all of mine was just like Game Chops and like Talent and Mikael, the people that like
Mhm.
collab with DJ Cutman for like video game lo-fi music.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like 90% of my Spotify Wrapped, and then the few little bit of like Portugal the Man and there's like random like indie rock songs.
Yeah, all of my top five songs were just Portugal the Man.
It's
Oh.
so funny.
Mine were all Travis Scott, and I'm not proud of it.
Oh no.
I love Travis Scott, but I think the only reason why that is because most of his music is in my workout playlist, and so unless I'm like in a sad mood and need to listen to Noah Khan or Paramore, I'm usually just playing my workout playlist
Yeah.
or listening to
makes sense.
podcasts. So that's why he ended up just all my top five, and then right the number 6, because you can look at like your top songs like if you separately go off of the Wrapped. Like the
Yeah.
6th was Sweet Escape with Gwen Stefani. I don't remember listening to that song
That's so good.
that many times compared to I guess like the second artist was Noah Khan.
Hmm.
And like all his songs were below the Sweet Escape, and I'm like, when did I listen to Sweet Escape more than like Noah Khan?
There's like a regressed memory somewhere in there. Like April, that's the only song you listen to.
I must have been on like a road trip and I just kept repeating it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You had it playing when you were like going to bed or something like that, just like really, really low. You couldn't even barely hear it, but it just like was on repeat by accident.
That's why I have all this Gwen Stefani dreams.
What was it? It was Celine Dion that one time. One of our roommates like came home drunk and passed out, and he was blasting Celine Dion like so loud we could hear it from our room.
It was like 2 in the morning, and it's so loud in his bedroom. Like we come out and we're like, "What the heck is that noise?" And then we like go over to his like door down the hallway, and he's just like, you could hear it, and we're like, I can vaguely hear him snoring above it and everything like that. And it's like I said, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning or something like that. So I'm like knocking on his door, but I'm not trying to knock too loud to like disturb neighbors or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm knocking on his door and be like, trying to call him, and I'm like, Anthony, wake the fuck up. Turn off your Celine Dion. It's 3 in the morning.
It was pretty funny.
It was good. It was very good.
I do remember a couple years ago, one night after a night on the town, downtown, I like wasn't okay to drive home, so
Mhm.
I just put my car seat back, and it was really cold, so I cut on the car and left it on for hours and just had the heat going, and I was like I tried putting on music, I remember, but it was just like way too overstimulating and I started to feel sick, so I ended up leaving on the Hat Chat podcast, Hat Films' podcast,
Mhm.
and I think I got through like 6 episodes, and like a few days later when I wanted to like listen to it, because it was a podcast I actively listened to, a few days later I was like, wait, when did we get on this episode? What are they talking about? Like, I'm like usually pretty good at following what they're saying. What's going on here? And yeah,
That's
I'd
too
listened to a
good.
bunch of Hat Chat podcast episodes completely out of it.
In the back seat of a car.
Yep, basically. Oh man. Well, yeah. So, if y'all are ready, I don't know if did y'all bring or just like kind of have in your head any like kind of positive moments throughout the recent weeks that you wanted to talk about, or just good things that have happened that You know, it's left a little
Spyro's and
impact.
being a normal dog finally.
Oh
That's
yeah,
really a good and
that was really
exciting.
kind of cool.
Spyro, our dog, we adopted from a shelter when he was 3.
Mm-hmm.
We've had him for 4 years now, so he's 7 now. When we first adopted him, horrific, dog aggression.
Okay.
Um, like to the point where like we would have to walk him only like in the middle of the night when no other dogs were around. Because like he sees a dog across the street, he would lose his mind.
Uh-huh.
So we've been doing a lot of training these past few years. And he's finally made friends with some dogs and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very clear like he was neglected by his previous family before we got him.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't really know how to dog very well.
He doesn't really know how to socialize with
Yeah, he
people
has
yet.
no idea how to socialize. But just the other day, we were watching Downpour Waves Dog for the
Mhm.
day, and they get along fine. They're not like best friends or anything, but they get along with each other. And Spyro just started actually playing with
Oh.
Downpour's dog's
Yeah.
Kirby. Like he play posed and they play fought, and it was like fully like just actual normal dog playing, and
Yeah.
it was really exciting. It's the first time he's ever just played like a normal dog.
We
Yeah,
actually have
like
a dog. Whoa.
yeah, like it's so crazy because like before, like anytime that he once we kind of started like wanting to play with other dogs and like do other things with other dogs, like he would try his best, but he never really like understood the difference between like a play bark and like a actual bark. So
Mm.
like he would do like an actual bark at the other dog, and the other dog would be like, "Whoa,
Whoa, what's
bro!
going on
Like,
here?
what the heck are you doing?
Scrap.
Like, I thought we were chill. We thought we were chill." But then like yeah, the other day when we were watching Downpour Waves dog, he actually did like a little play bark. It was just like a little like rough instead of like
Yeah,
a full bark, and then
it's exciting.
unfortunately,
Oh.
Downpour Waves dog did not want to play back though. He was just like, "I'm gonna chill over here."
He did
Oh.
play with Kirby for a little bit.
Yeah,
They did play together for a little bit. They were running around.
yeah,
But it was just really exciting to actually see him socializing like an actual dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
When
he's doing
he
so much better.
Yeah, so like when he like starts like kind of barking at other dogs, are you able to tell if it's like is it like an aggressive bark like I'm going to get you, or is it just like I see dog and now I don't know what to do and I'm just going to bark?
At first, it was aggression.
Yeah, very
Uh,
much so.
And it was just, it took a lot of training to train him out of the aggressive reaction. I was starting to muzzle train him because I didn't know if we were going to get over it.
Mhm.
But we did eventually get over the aggression, and then it was just very clear reactivity because he was clearly not socialized correctly as a
Mhm.
young dog. So then it just became reactivity after a while, and we've spent a good 3 to 4 years working on training the reactivity out of him, and
Yeah,
it's finally paying off.
yeah.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, one of the things that we kind of noticed, I think, like year one or one-ish, I think that since we had him, we realized that it was like a lot of it was tied to like leash aggression as well. Like he did
Mhm.
not like to be on a leash and like a harness and everything like that.
Mhm.
And seeing another dog. So then like we realized that, and then like being off leash and being or like being like unharnessed and stuff like that, and just having like a freedom to like hang around the other dog in like a confined space or like in like a backyard or something like that. He actually like handled that a lot better,
Mhm.
and he was able to like I think it's because like he when he gets nervous and or he gets like anxious with other dogs, he wants to just like get that energy out and run around really quick.
Mhm.
So like he met your parents' dogs like I think the first year that we had him,
Mhm.
and they were renting an Airbnb up here in Portland, and we brought Spyro over and we're like we hope he's not going to be aggressive with Charlie, like we hope he's going to be okay, and he was like while he was on the leash, but then I was like we have this giant backyard for this Airbnb, like let's just let him off. And I remember you were really worried about it at first, and I was like, no, I think he's gonna be fine. He just really wants to be able to like run up to Charlie, sniff him, and then run around and then like just do all that. So like we let him off, and he was like a different dog, like completely when we
Mhm.
took him off of it.
Okay. Good.
It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, and then I've been working with him a lot to specifically train his behaviors while he is on leash and stuff like that. And I'd say the majority of the time he doesn't really react anymore on walks. Sometimes he still does.
If we're on the same like sidewalk, he'll sometimes do it, but not.
Or if he gets surprised by another
Yeah.
dog, like if we turn a corner and another dog's there, he'll freak out.
Okay,
But
yeah.
if he can like see it coming in the distance, I've been training him that like when he wants to react to check in with me instead and have that be his reaction instead of reacting to the dog.
Yeah.
And it's finally paying off. It took
Good.
4 years to get here, but
Yeah, good.
it's finally working.
It is.
Bentley has like a very similar story, minus the finally working part. Yeah, we got him from a shelter. They didn't really know his age. They guessed between like 2 and 3, and we've had him since probably 2019. So what year are we in? So he's probably around like 7, 8, 9 years old. And you could tell that like whoever had him previously was probably not very kind to him. Like if he'd be sitting on my bed and I was taking just my belt off, for work for the day, he would like start to like walk away and cower and whatnot. If you hold anything that's like stick shaped and you like loom over him, like even if you're just like going up to pet him, like hey, if you're holding like an empty paper towel tube, I think just something about that shape kind of like scares him, and it kind of like makes me sad to see. Or if you just like come at him too fast, he'll get like, it's not even kind of like the it's like, oh god, like please don't hurt me. And it's kind of hard to see, but he's very similar. Like when he sees another dog, it's just yap city, and it makes people think that he's aggressive, like when I'm walking him, because he's like let me at him, but he just really just wants to go up to them and start sniffing them. But he does it in such an aggressive manner, it comes off as like, I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah.
And so
It was
he's gotten better.
I was good. Yeah. I used to work with shelter dogs for years and years. I worked with shelter dogs when I was younger, so when we were looking to adopt a dog specifically, I think my experience was the only reason you were okay with it, because like I kind of knew what we were getting into with a shelter dog.
Yeah, because I had grown up only getting like breeder dogs. So we always got like a puppy when I was younger. Like my first dog Bear was a puppy when we got him, and then Marley was a puppy when we got him. So I was never like akin to like actually needing to train a dog, like in a sense. Like we would train him, but like not necessarily in the levels that we needed to for Spyro or anything.
Yeah, I don't even remember how like I've gotten any of my dogs. I grew up with mostly cats. But I do remember like when I was like a little kid, we had a dog. I don't know how we got him. And then probably through like middle and early high school, actually, he's still around. I just don't live in Virginia anymore. We had a little Chihuahua, Tico. And again, I don't remember how we got him, but we got him as a baby. There was just like, there was just no training that really had to be done. And so for when we got Bentley, having to actually like take like big steps to make sure that like something crazy isn't going to happen, and like I don't think he was ever potty trained, so having to actually like encourage him to like at such an older age too, like hey, like outside means this is when you use the bathroom, if you want to go to the bathroom, stand at the door, kind of thing. And so but
we
getting him to
Ira was somehow fully potty trained when we adopted him. I was expecting to need to do the potty training stuff. Nope, fully potty trained. He was good.
We bought pee pads and everything, and like we didn't ever use them.
Never needed them.
Bentley still has to wear a diaper sometimes, because I like will take him outside. He'll do his thing, and then he'll come inside and pee like on the oven, and I'm like, why? I just let you out. Yeah.
You were just there.
Spyro, we had him probably about 6 months when we got married. And we ended up having like a COVID wedding situation. And the venue didn't allow pets, so our roommate stayed home with Spyro. and he was still like so wary and scared of everything. I'm like, okay, I don't know if he's gonna let you take him out to go potty. So like we strategically put down like potty pads in the apartment with places we thought he would go.
Uh-huh.
And we were right, he would not let our roommate take him out to go potty. But you know, instead of using a potty pad, he just held it for 14 hours.
Oh.
Like a insane. Yeah, I was so worried we were gonna spend our like honeymoon needing to take him to a vet for like a UTI
Yeah,
or something.
seriously.
No.
It was just crazy. 14 whole hours later.
Unless you just never found it.
True. Could have been somewhere sneaky.
Yeah, it just could not believe. Well, yeah, because as soon as we got home, he was like, "I need to go now."
I gotta pee. I gotta poop right now.
It's kind of like when you know you're about to go on a long car ride, or you have like some like big important outing that you like the bathrooms aren't really like it's available, so like your body just somehow knows like nope, you can't go right now.
Yep.
Better hold it. I'll be like, wait, I haven't used the bathroom since like 8 a.m. and it's 8 p.m. Whoa. Like,
What happened?
oh man. Well, heck yeah. Anything else that y'all wanted to share?
I mean, obviously, I think the big elephant of the room is the Jingle Jam that we got going on
Yeah.
collectively across the community. Yeah, it's been going good. How's it been going with you?
Jingle Jam specifically.
Yeah, Jingle Jam specifically.
It's been alright. It hasn't been what I envisioned for my own Jingle Jam, just because I've just been really busy with work and everything, and my mom's car battery died, and I drive her, and
no.
I drive her car, and so I had to get that replaced and whatnot. But besides that, I've been loving like what everybody else has been doing, watching you and all the other First Class Friends streams and the Yogscast main channel, what they had going on. Actually, before this, I started watching Simon's important videos that he does every year.
Was that on today's one?
It was, yeah.
Oh, dang, I missed it.
Yeah, so it's always like it's probably my favorite time of the year, because like the holidays are always just my favorite time of the year, but Jingle Jam specifically, just the community that everybody has, it's really cool to see, and everyone gets just so festive and happy during this time. So
Yeah, no, that's been my favorite thing about Jingle Jam so far is just like last year going into it like fresh, like being a new streamer and stuff like that was really like intimidating, because it was just like, oh, I want to try to meet as many like people as I possibly can and stuff like that, and that's where I ended up like meeting you, and I met Flower and most of the First Class Friends people and everything like that, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting to go into Jingle Jam last year to be like, all right, we did our little collabs and that was kind of it. Like, I'll maybe see you guys in a year or something like that. But then ended up like actually making like good friends out of it and everything. Yeah. And going into this year, I was just like so much more pumped. I was like really nervous last year. This year, I was like so much more pumped going actually into Jingle Jam this time. Just having like those established like friends, and I think like even now like the community's even like grown even more now, so it's just like I'm meeting even more people, and I'm just like, are those people also gonna be like friends in this like coming up year and everything like that? Are we just gonna like it grow exponentially just like all over the place with like my friend group of streamers and everything? And I'm like, I'm so excited for that. And Jingle Jam itself though, I'm just like really excited that like everybody's so cheery this year and everybody's just having such a good time. It's definitely not as like stressful anymore, and I think this year or last year I was really stressed out about like doing specific streams and like doing specific things on stream, but this year I think it's been more of just like I'm just shooting my shit now basically. Like I have like a schedule kind of set up and everything, but like the other day when you were just like, you want to play Faz, and I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna play some Faz tonight.
I love
heck
Faz.
yeah. No, that's probably the craziest part of Jingle Jam, especially like what you were saying from last year, was just getting to meet everybody, and then us like sticking together throughout the year, and like actually making like a group out of us, and having, you know, y'all are good friends now, and everybody else that's in the FCF server. I went to Jingle Jam thinking like, oh, like I'm just probably gonna be streaming, but for charity. And it ended up turning into like a big community thing. I wasn't expecting to be in any collabs, and so once we got into some and met everybody, I was like, oh, like this is awesome. And
yeah,
and just, you know, staying in touch afterwards I didn't think that was gonna happen, and so it's been wonderful getting to meet you and everybody else from the Jingle Jam, and it's just like you said, it's only growing, and so actually making friends that also are like small streamers like us, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, what's the like, official number? I think it's like 800 registered
Yeah.
fundraisers this year, I think. So I'm like, there's 800 of us. Where are we? Where's everybody?
Yeah. I definitely don't think there's like I actually don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, like what I don't know if are you like did you join the Jingle Jam stream team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing like whenever I like, cause I try to like tune into new people, and just like scrolling through it, I'm like, oh, there's so many. How can I pick one? And or like when you're trying
There's
to
so
raid
many.
somebody, you're like, I don't know who to raid. There's like too many people live right now.
That is the one I guess fortunate thing for being being in PST is that usually like the evenings when I would be like normally streaming like after work and stuff like that, there's maybe like 7 of us. It's like Mudkip Ninja, me, Sill Bullet, Mud as well, and a few other people I've been tuning in every once in a while. But like most of the time, since like
Icarus is
everybody's like already
sometimes
asleep.
live, right? Icarus
Yeah.
Waffles.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of like for the U.S. streamers in general, because even like when I start to go live around like 6 and 7, the list is significantly smaller the amount of people that are live, so
Yeah,
it does
very
make
true.
it does make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, we're not in the prime GMT time.
Yeah,
At all.
like being in the Jingle Jam Discord, seeing like what everybody's doing, and I'm like, you're all live. I like to say I can't like I do my best to hop around everybody, but but yeah, no, but it's a good thing having all those people raise money for charity. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was really funny because like I mentioned earlier, I was up until like 2 in the morning yesterday. Um, I realized I was like, oh, I need to go to bed because I started seeing like Julia and like Nell get on Discord, and like I saw
Yeah.
Julia start playing something on Steam, and I was like, oh no, it's like their gaming hours. I gotta go
Uh-huh.
to bed. It's too early for me.
Once I start seeing like the EU streamers come on, like when I get the notifications on my phone, I'm like, oh gosh, it's 2:30. I need
Like,
to.
it-
Oh no.
it's time to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad everybody's Jingle Jam is going good. Um.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have any positive stories from this past week or something like that outside of Jingle Jam or anything?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. My weeks have been kind of uneventful recently. I will say the games night that we had with you and Flower the other day was really fun. Playing Played Up.
Mhm.
That was a really good time. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I got a new CPU processor. That's actually that's the reason why I hadn't gone live for months, is I just wanted a computer upgrade. I was tired of like streaming at a really low quality. And so that was like the big thing that I was holding out for, was getting a processor. And my very first Jingle Jam stream, I ran into a bunch of issues, but I think I got that resolved, and it wasn't because of the processor. All I can deduce it to was Windows 11.
And you Windows 11.
I did so much troubleshooting, and nothing else worked besides reverting back to Windows 10, and everything else was fine. So
Weird.
It's so strange.
yeah, like
It's so strange.
I tried everything up to that, because it was in the back of my mind. I'm like, you did just update to Windows 11 right before you decided to stream, and yeah, so oh, the other thing that I put on my list, I won't give any spoilers to anybody listening, but Arcane. I'm eating up Arcane and all the edits that I keep seeing on TikTok and Instagram. I'm just in love with them. Probably the greatest
I've
animated
yet to
show
watch
I've
the
seen.
second season.
It's good. It's good. I think it's the greatest animated thing like that I've ever seen, besides probably the Spider-Man animated movies. Personally. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you watch Spy Family?
I have not finished the second series.
Okay, I
They
noticed
have-
your Discord background was Anya, and I was like, no way, Ty also watches Spy Family.
I do. I've watched the whole first series, but I think I got like halfway through the second series, and I was watching it when it was coming out, and
Mm.
I always have an issue of like watching things as they're like slowly coming out. I like it when places like drop like a bunch of episodes at once, so that way I can like binge it a little bit.
True. Yeah.
Because if I'm having to like wait a week, like there's just so much going on in my own life and stuff like that that I will forget, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that show that I was watching like a couple weeks ago. Oh, there's like 3 new episodes now. I guess I should go back to it, or I'll just completely forget altogether and everything like that. So I don't really know if I not like the weekly drop format anymore. I think I like the
Mm.
binging of it all, so that way I can watch like 4 or 5 episodes at once.
I like the weekly format. I don't like it when it's like, oh, episode 1 came out, now you have to wait a month for episode. Like if it's longer
Mm,
than a week, that's when I start to like be able to like, or that's when I start to fall off from it because I just like
yeah.
kind of forget about it. Um, the YouTube show I watch, Hell of a Boss. They've been doing like monthly releases, and I keep forgetting that like it's even active. Like the show's an active thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do there's like certain shows that'll do like it'll be like a 9 episode season, and they'll drop like 3 episodes first and then go to a weekly release. I like that too because like I get a big dose
Yeah.
of it and then I have to wait.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I also am like the kind of person that has to like watch only one thing at a time, I think. Like
Mm-hmm.
my focus can only be on like one particular show or like one particular thing cuz like I'll just for like sort of forget, and this might just be ADHD or I'll just anything like that. Like I might just like forget like what's going on in the other show if I'm watching 2 shows like concurrently.
Mhm.
So I'll have to only watch like one show. Like recently I just watched all the way through The Penguin on Max,
How is that?
and it was good. I enjoyed it. The ending was really kind of weird, but it's
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hadn't watched it. I've been wanting to because I loved the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Mm.
That's personally my favorite Batman, but I didn't grow up with all the old ones, so I never watched them, and so now they're like a little too old in my for me personally.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, I'll have to check it out.
No, the Penguin was really really good. It was really kind of crazy. Like Colin Farrell is really good in that role, even though he hates it like to like a religious degree. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like putting on like the suit. He doesn't like putting on the prosthetics.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
He
sense.
just is like, I don't like to walk around with the limp and use the accent. Like he doesn't like to do anything about the character. I think he likes the character in general, but he's just like, if I don't have
It's
to
like
put
a
this suit on
miserable time
anymore,
for him at the same time.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
just like hating it. I'm just like, oh, that's funny.
Well, he does a
But
good job.
I think he'll be back in the new one too. I think the second Batman movie. I think he's supposed to be in it too.
Okay, I had a feeling. I was like, are they even like? I keep seeing that the date gets pushed back for it, and I'm worried it's not going to get released. That it's going to get canceled because DC's always flopping around and canceling stuff and doing a new one, and so.
Yeah. Well, with how well the TV show did, and with how well the first movie did, I think this one will probably definitely go through. And like the show ends, basically, I think where the next movie is gonna start.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay, so I'll definitely have to watch it then. Okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I wanted to ask, because this is like it's the pleasantly positive show and like just trying to highlight like positive moments throughout your week and stuff. But I wanted to ask some questions, and these go for either of you. What are some like practices that you two have that like when you're facing adversity or just anything going on in life, and if you don't want to answer, feel free not to. But like, just do you just have any like kind of like routines that you do just to keep you sane, keep you happy? Whether it just be like throwing on like a certain song that kind of makes you feel better or anything like that. Something that just keeps your your head on your shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
I practice Wicca.
Okay.
So I have an altar set up in our house and stuff like that, and I try to, whenever I get too overwhelmed, go to the altar and pray and stuff like that. And spell making is so cathartic's not the right word, but that's the only word that's coming to my brain.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's very like renewing almost.
Rejuvenating?
Yeah, the physical act of it is
Okay.
very very helpful for me mentally.
Mhm.
I think that's why I never like connected with a lot of religions before this, because it's very just like in your head and that's
Uh-huh.
it. And the physicality that comes with like a lot of practices in Wicca
Yeah.
How did you
is
get
really
into
nice.
that? If I you don't
Um,
have to talk about it if you don't want to. But
no,
I'm
I don't
very
mind talking about
interested.
it at
I don't
all.
know too much about it, so
Yeah.
I this is gonna sound like the geekiest thing in the world. I study religions as a hobby.
that's
What a
cool.
nerd.
That's like some of my favorite
And
stuff to learn was in history, world histories, when we talked about religion. So
yeah,
For real.
so I just like our bookshelf, like half of it is just religious stuff.
Mhm.
um, and yeah, Wicca was just one that was on like when going down the list of wanting to learn about stuff, like paganism and Wiccanism and stuff like that. And I just started really connecting with the messaging that I was reading, and then I just decided to try to start practicing, and it's the first time I ever like connected with any sort of spirituality at all,
that's
Mhm.
awesome.
because it's
Yeah.
also very like nature focused as well,
Mhm.
and and also the belief that like you have choices, and like deities are not like omnipresent controlling your life or anything like
Mhm.
that. Like it's just like an avenue if you choose it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I really connected with like the not the like omnipresent don't sin sort of thing,
Yeah.
and
I
more just like the connections to nature sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think I could connect with that a lot more than the deity stuff. Because I am what is it, agnostic. Uh,
Mhm.
the deity stuff just doesn't it just doesn't do it for me. But that kind of stuff where it's more like more within yourself and like the environment around you kind of thing, I could definitely
Mhm.
see. I would be interested to learn and hear more about that for sure.
I can recommend you some books later if you'd like.
Do it. Yes,
Um,
please.
but yeah, so for me, a huge thing for me is meditating at my altar, and also spell making as well is really helpful for me to reroute like my brain whenever I'm getting too much in my own head.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
One
What
of
about
the
you,
things that
Tyler?
I've
Yeah.
been, yeah, one of the things that I've been kind of doing, that I've been actually working with my therapist specifically about is just like sort of understanding like primary emotions and like how we respond to like our primary emotions. So like if I'm in like a very like anxious sort of situation or something like that, be like recognizing that I am feeling like anxious and like asking like what am I like thinking, like what am I feeling, like what am I doing, kind of a thing, sort of like getting in touch with like the five, like your five senses, of being like what am I smelling, like what am I kind of doing, and that helps me sort of like keep myself grounded in
Mm-hmm.
any sort of like situation that's like maybe a little bit like overwhelming or like overstimulating for me. So just being able to like be like, okay, I can see the blue sky right now. I can smell the tree that's like right next to me. And then like what am I feeling? I'm feeling like the wind between like my fingers or something. I'm feeling the wind on my skin. Those kind of a things. And then like asking myself like, okay, now that I'm like sort of grounded in reality, like what am I feeling? Like how am I responding to this in those sort of situations? So kind of very similar to like how you like go to your altar and you have things that you do, like very tactile things, and
Hmm.
just like kind of getting in touch with your senses. It's just like I just do that kind of in anywhere that I'm, I guess in a sense, like if I'm like,
You do it without the religion aspect,
yeah,
which
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
makes sense.
Yeah, without like the religious aspect, and lot less tactile. It's more of
Hmm.
just like in my head, like thinking about like what am I currently in this moment,
Hmm.
and
Bringing
that
everything
helps me
back
kind
to
of bring me
yourself,
back
kind of
down.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, bring me back into myself, bring me back down to like reality, so that way it's not just like, because I know myself, and like when I start getting way too emotionally intense about anything, like anxiety or even like happiness, like it could just be like happiness too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start like rabbit holing, and it will be like spiraling, and it will like be an elevated version of that. So being able to like sort of bring myself down, not necessarily down in a negative way, but like just more in tune with like how I'm feeling, and that way I can like sort of respond in a more neutral setting, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
And just like keeping it closer to myself. That and music. Music is really great.
Yeah. One of my friends did like a study in school about how like music is so strongly connected to human emotions. It's kind of fascinating if you like look into it. But yeah, no, that's wonderful. And you said you've been doing that, like your therapist has been kind of helping you with that and stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the things that they really like. We touched upon it. I did therapy earlier this year with a different therapist, and then that therapist unfortunately had to leave the program that I was in. So I got a new therapist, and we retouched upon that aspect again after I got diagnosed for ADHD. And
Mm-hmm.
she thought it would be a really, really good way to like sort of help me maintain those focused moments, like because I got diagnosed with inattentive ADHD, so I tend to lose my focus quite frequently
Yeah.
on a lot of things, and I just like trail off. So she thought that would be a really good way to like sort of help me keep myself grounded and keep the focus moving for me.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. I'm glad you're working on that.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah.
real good.
I find like when you are going through something, and like you start to notice, especially like when you're like right at the cusp of like crashing out, right when you're at the cusp of it, is when you start
Hmm.
to realize like the world is so freaking loud. Like everything around me is really loud right now, and I can't focus on myself. And so yeah, bringing that attention back to yourself and really noticing what's going on with you and how the environment's interacting with you, it is very healing in a way,
Yeah,
or it helps you start
yeah,
the
especially this
process of
time of year
healing.
too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of emotions
It's
during the holidays.
a lot of emotions, a lot of hectic. Just a lot of a lot.
So
Yeah.
much stuff going on all the time.
Mm-hmm. I could imagine. Yeah. It, it's almost like because like there's so much good. I feel like that like you see and notice out of the holidays,
Hmm.
um, that like you could really feel when things are trying to nip at it. Like when there's like
Mm,
bad things going on that are really trying to nip it, you're like, no, like this is not the time of year where we should experience this. Everything should be happy. But that's not
yeah,
how. That's also just
exactly.
not how things work at the same time, though. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, heck yeah.
We
I,
also just as a together thing.
yeah, I was gonna
We
ask, is
have
there
a
anything you do together?
There's some together, yeah.
yeah, as a together thing. We
Fist fights. We get into a lot of fist fights. We just
Yeah,
literally just like MMA in our living room, and Spyro's like, "What the hell's going on?"
put the gloves
No.
on.
um, whenever one of us is like getting too in our own head and the other person notices, we we have a song that we'll play,
That's true.
and
Aw,
then we'll just like dance together
yeah,
to it.
that's sweet.
As a way to like just help the other person kind of just reconnect again.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that. I like that. If I, is it prying too much to ask the song? It,
Go
It's
for
it's so stupid.
it. It's not stupid. It's Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson.
I don't think I know that song.
Oh, it's just like a really like
Guitar-y.
just guitar song basically, like
Banana
Guitar and easy
pancake.
vocal.
yeah, easy vocals that are just like really really like mellow and everything like that.
Okay.
We that ended up actually being our first dance song as well at our wedding, so
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it
that
was
makes
cute.
sense. That makes sense.
I was actually really nervous for that because like not I mean one I can't really dance like I just go around in a circle, but then like two, since that song was like so like personal to like sort of closed moments, like closed doors kind of moments, I guess in a sense for us, like dancing to that song in front of like our immediate family was like weirdly like stressful and nervous thing like for me. I was just like I've never done this in front of anybody else.
Yeah.
It
Well, heck yeah.
was weird.
Awesome. That's beautiful. I
It's
like
cute.
that. I like that. Yeah. How I and this probably be my final question, and it's more of just like my own curiosity, especially just knowing where you guys live. How does like the weather affect you guys like mentally up there? Because I know there's like the whole like sometimes like the cold and whatnot really brings people down. Like
Yeah.
do y'all find? I know you've probably lived there for a while. Do you find that the weather there, like especially when the temp starts dropping, does that ever like affect y'all emotionally in a way?
Seasonal depression is very real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially for us.
Thank you. That was the term I was looking
don't
for.
get,
Thank you.
yeah, I don't get affected by it as much because I naturally I need to take vitamin D supplements.
Mhm.
But I made you start taking vitamin D supplements this year. So we'll see how if it does help or not
Yeah.
this time around because it gets it's like pitch black up here by like
3, 4-ish p.m.
4ish p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we don't get a lot of sunlight. I convinced you. I told you to start taking vitamin D this year, but I have to take it anyway. So hopefully that will help out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of prefer the colder months though. I find a lot of comfort in getting bundled up and
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
being cozy. I hate the warmer months. I want to die when it's like 100 degrees and stuff like that. But it's great too because Spyro also like loves to cuddle. It's his favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
So being able to like bundle up in like an electric blanket with my dog cuddling
Mhm.
me, I'm great. I
Yeah,
love it.
I could
So
stay there
true,
forever.
so
Yeah.
true. Mhm.
Well, heck yeah. No, oh, you go. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go. I insist.
I was gonna say, growing up in Oregon, like I got used to the rain, and like
Oh, does it
there's
rain a lot?
definitely like, yeah, it rains like I want to say like 75% of the year or something like
We
that.
actually get enough rainfall that Portland technically qualifies as a rainforest.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is bananas to think about. Like, yeah, we're technically a rainforest here.
Technically,
So
we
when I
meet the
when I
requirements
visit, I'm
for
gonna
a
be like, yeah, I've been
rainforest.
to a rainforest. What do you mean?
Fun fact, actually, about Oregon. Oregon is the only like I think one of the only like 2 other places out in the world that actually can grow legitimate like wasabi. Because like wasabi you get in a store is just like horseradish that's usually
Dyed
colored
green.
green or something like that.
Wait, really?
But like Oregon and Japan are like a relatively similar climate, and like ecolocation and everything like that. So they're able to grow natural wasabi here in
Mhm.
Oregon.
That's so. I would have not have known that. Also, the horseradish fact. What? That's.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
any wasabi that you get in like a store that's like prepackaged is 90% of the time it's going to be horseradish.
Mhm.
It's not going to be like legitimate like wasabi root that's actually grinded down or anything like
Is
that. It's just going to be
horseradish
horseradish that's
spicy
colored
then?
green.
I don't eat horseradish, so is horseradish hot like wasabi is, or do they just like
Yeah.
spice it up? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it is. That's the nice part about getting sushi in Oregon is a lot of places will like actually bring a wasabi root and like grind it in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as like hot as like you think it is. Like
It's a different flavor.
it's a different flavor like entirely. It has the same effect, and this is probably why they do it with horseradish, where it kind of like hits you in like the nose, like the sinuses and stuff like that, and kind of makes you start like perspirating in a sense.
Mhm.
It hits those kind of like senses essentially, which is probably why they like horseradish and wasabi are like very similar plants in themselves. So that's why they like made that connection for a lot of like stores and like in mainlands and everything like that where they can't get like fresh wasabi or anything.
Mhm.
But they are a little bit different. Like it's not nearly as hot as like horseradish is, and
Yeah, and wasabi
It's
has
still
this like
wasabi.
really like actual wasabi has like a really big umami flavor to
Yeah.
it as
Mhm.
well that you don't get with the horseradish stuff.
yeah.
Okay, I see. I don't consume that much wasabi. I don't get
Mhm.
sushi that much. But now it makes me curious if I've even ever had real wasabi before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you say like they grind it. I'm used to wasabi being like a pulp, like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a pulp you could squeeze out of a tube. Is like do
Mhm.
they do it as like flakes? Like wasabi
It is like
flakes?
it's like a whole like root. So like if you ever like a ginger root or something like that, it basically looks pretty similar to it, but obviously like a little bit more green and everything.
Yeah.
And what they'll do is they'll just take like a microplane and they'll just like grate it over the microplane. So like sort of how you would like zest a lemon or
Yeah.
like zest a lime or anything like that for like a meal.
Yeah.
And it becomes like a paste when they do
Yeah.
that. It becomes like very wet.
The
And-
water in the root like kind
Yeah.
of congeals and when you grind it finely like that
And it makes that
a
paste, yeah.
Okay, well dang, now I want Now I want to go to Oregon to get some. Try to like,
We'll
the
take you to all the
sushi.
good sushi places, and we'll get fresh
Please.
wasabi in every single one of them.
I don't think I've ever had amazing sushi. The only place I've ever gotten sushi is like the Publix here. I don't know if you know what Publix is, but
Oh, like grocery store sushi.
yeah. It granted, Publix sushi compared to certain sushi places is pretty good, um,
Fair.
but yeah, I've probably never had like good sushi before.
I'll have to get you up here and then take you on like some really nice sushi places.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have like a rotation of like 3 sushi places that are all like pretty good quality.
Yep, and there's Korean wings. I need to
The
try those
Korean
Korean wings.
Need some Korean wings in my life.
Yeah. How were you feeling? I think I had to tune out. How were you feeling on your stream after you took that? I think it was that final sauce. You said that it was kind of got you a little bit. I think I tuned out like shortly after that. Was there?
Yeah,
How was it?
it was good. It was good.
My
That
stomach was going nuts.
my stomach was
leaving
going
that.
nuts though. From I think it was the last one specifically, the mango or the habanero cayenne. I think it was. I don't really remember exactly, but
Mhm.
yeah, no, it was like I probably shouldn't have drank it straight out of the bottle because like the worst thing was like I had it on my lips because of that.
Oh, Yeah.
My lips are just really tingly. The flavor was great though. All the sauces that I did that night were all like really good flavor, and I'm like, I was I was a little worried because like I got like a pack of like 20 off of Amazon. It was like 15-20 bucks or something like that, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this will be fun to do if it ever comes up or anything. And I like hot sauce, so I'll like maybe use it and things like that. But I don't know how the flavor's gonna be, so like maybe I'll just be throwing away a few of them after the like end of Jingle Jam. But so far it's been all winners. Like I would actually use most of those sauces or all of those sauces that I sipped on the other day in an actual like I don't know like burrito or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were I tried them too. I have a higher spice tolerance than Tyler does.
Yeah.
So they were all a little mild in my opinion.
Mhm.
But they were good though.
When the ghost pepper one comes up, we'll
I'm
do it
not
specifically.
I would like to try it. I was so jealous watching you try those hot sauces because I get like hot wings like once a week, twice a week.
Yeah.
And I always try to go like for a different sauce every time. And so I love hot sauce. I think I had said I was literally eating a hot honey chicken sandwich from Wawa while you were while you were doing that.
I know
Oh,
it sounded so good. I was like, oh, a hot honey chicken sandwich sounds so dank.
I just like spicy food a lot.
It's the best. It's literally the best. I put like almost anything that I make, I put cayenne pepper in it or like habanero seasoning, just to spice it up a bit. Like even my ramen noodles, I'll sprinkle some of my ramen noodles before eating. I love
Heck
spice.
yeah.
And it's a good lip plumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever
My-
noticed your lips get like nice and plump after eating something spicy.
My brother got married earlier this year, and we were his wife is Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
and her mom was able to come in. They just did like a small courthouse thing, but her mom was able to fly in for it. Doesn't speak a lick of English, so we were using like Google Translate to talk to her. And one day when we were at dinner, we both ordered like the spiciest thing we could eat, and she was like, "Oh, you like spicy too?" And I was like, "I love spicy food. Like, I love Szechuan food. I love Indian food. I love Vietnamese food." And she got really excited, and she was like, "You have to come to China. I need to cook for you." And I'm just like,
Oh
"Yes."
yeah, man. I think the hottest food
I'll
I have
absolutely
had.
go to China and get messed up by my brother's mother-in-law.
I mean, I think the hottest food that I have ever had was Indian food. There's downtown Roanoke in Virginia. There's this, I can't remember. I think it's like Nazim. I think that's the name of the restaurant. I have a pretty high spice tolerance too. And so when they were asking like how spicy, would you like your dish? I don't know what I chose. I couldn't read any of it. I'd never heard of the food before. I saw
For pepper.
yeah, and he's like, yeah, like, how spicy do you want it? There's like we have like 4 ranges, and I was like, I'll take the top one, and he's like, are you sure? And I was like, I love spicy food. Like, yeah, and I was eating alone, and it's actually it's a fancy restaurant too that like you would go like take your first date on or something, and they put me
Hmm.
in the middle section between all the booths and stuff, and I'm sitting there like trying to like eat this. It was so hot.
Don't look at me.
Man, don't look at me, please. And I think I got like 12 water refills that night. It was crazy.
This is a really good Thai fusion restaurant in Portland that specifically says on the menu, if you order something spicy, we actually make it spicy. We don't let you return it.
I like that. I like that.
So good.
It's really good. They have really good curry. That's
I've never had like a spicy drink before until the my Portland in Maine.
Mhm.
There's this like it's like a half bar, half arcade called Arcadia because you also have the Acadia Forest nearby.
Mhm.
And it was probably close to like a Bloody Mary kind of a thing, I guess. But it was like it actually had kick to it. I had a hard time drinking it because every time I took a sip, it was spicy, and I'm like I never had a
Mhm.
spicy drink before. This is a new experience for me.
Yeah.
There's a bar by us that does a spicy a cocktail. I forget what's in it, but like it actually has like chili oil on it,
Oh,
and you're
Ooh.
obsessed
yeah.
with it just a bit.
It's like sort of a margarita, but not at the same time.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's a few other like little ingredients on it in the actual drink.
And you're obsessed with it. You order that like I want to say at least half the time.
Yeah,
when we're
I
home.
do love me a good spicy drink. I usually make like a Bloody Mary. If I'm like having a Bloody Mary, I'll put hot sauce in it and everything like that. And
Ooh.
I
Okay.
think I think one time I did I put in the what is it the hot ones like Apollo sauce in it, just like a couple little dribbles, and I was like, oh boy, that's hot. I'm gonna drink this really slowly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to get them to make it in a mocktail for you since I don't drink anymore. But
That's true.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to explore my mocktaileries kind of drinks. You know what I've actually really found? It's like been a great alternative for alcohol to me. It's just seltzer, literally just
Yeah.
seltzer.
Yeah.
Seltzer and a
Seltzer water.
laugh, and I feel and yeah, I
Mhm.
don't know, it does something for me. Um, it's great. Yeah, I'll have to try like a spicy seltzer. I bet they make that somewhere.
Probably. I
Oh, I'm
wouldn't
sure
doubt
that
it.
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seltzer specifically is like the thing that like really kind of helped me cut out soda too, because I was like a
Yep.
big soda head when I was in high school and everything like that, and in college, and it's just like I'd started drinking seltzer waters and like flavored ones like LaCroix and not necessarily LaCroix because I don't really like most of the flavors
I say
for
I
LaCroix,
don't
but
like a Lacroix. I wish I did, but I just don't.
I don't like LaCroix.
yeah, but like that's the reference basically. But like there's other ones that are up here as well, and yeah, I started slowly drinking all those, and I was like, why was I ever drinking soda before? I'm just gonna drink this from now on.
Yeah, like it tastes
Yeah, like
good
soda's
and
way too sugary for me now.
Yeah.
Like I can only have like a little bit, and I'm like, all right, that was like dessert.
yeah. Whenever like I fight, like if someone like buys me a soda, like I try to tell my mom like please don't buy me sweets, especially not a soda. And then she'll like hey like I was on the way home and I got us some like McDonald's or whatever. I got you a Sprite and I'm like, and after I drink it, I just feel like I feel so icky.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel sick afterwards. Yeah, it's just all that sugar. I can't do it.
Yeah,
And
hard truth.
our truth.
I said hard truth.
Oh, I thought you say our truth like the wrestler from WWE. I was like, what?
I mean, we could talk about our truth all day.
I always quote the clip from him where he's like, "And I'll see you Sunday night at Money in the Bank," and they're like, "You're not even in the match." He's like, "Huh?" like you're not even in the match. He's like, "Oh, that's on me. My
I
bad."
freaking love our truth.
Yeah,
I got back into wrestling. I think we talked about this actually
I think we
the
did,
very
yeah.
first PPS as well. I got back into wrestling.
we've come full circle.
We come full circle. We're fully back around, and every like last year at the Royal Rumble specifically for our truth, he came out like for the women's Royal Rumble instead.
Yeah.
So like he came out as like an entrant and was just like he came into the ring and he was like, I'm in the wrong rumble or whatever. And then he got like eliminated by like a couple of the women. They just like powerhoused him out of the freaking ring. It was so good.
I can't believe he's still wrestling because I haven't watched wrestling since I was a little tot, like when I was in
Yeah.
elementary school, maybe early middle. So I can't believe he's still wrestling.
He's well, wrestling. He's barely even doing most matches, but he's mostly there for like comedy and everything like that. He's just really funny.
He is
His
very
his like
funny.
main goal, I think, with like a lot of wrestlers is just to make them break character and just like laugh
Yeah,
of the stupid shit that he does. And there's like compilations of him on YouTube and everything like that of making people break character. It's so good.
I'll have to watch that because I only know that one clip and then just memories of him actually like wrestling as like a child. So
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up for sure. Oh, well, heck yeah! I think we've come to like a good closing point. Did you want to talk about the Trevor Project and what you're fundraising for really quick before we end out?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously this year we're all here for Jingle Jam and everything like that. This year I decided to choose the Trevor Project as the main charity that I am fundraising for over on my channel. Um, Currently, like going pretty well and everything like that. We're only about like halfway through the Jingle Jam, just shy of that anyway. But the Trevor Project itself is a organization that is their main mission is to help prevent suicide amongst all youth LGBTQ plus members. And being a person of the queer community myself and having a lot of people in my own life, to me personally and everything like that in the queer community, it's a very important organization that is close and near and dear to my heart. I've been watching so many stories of people online about how the Trevor Project has like helped them get like a sense of community again when maybe their previous communities have abandoned them or left them to the wayside and forgotten about them. So it's just a very great organization that is doing so much good work here in the U.S. and just like anywhere that they can reach out. And they have crisis text hotlines. They have in internet like on web browser support and everything like that, and anytime anybody wants to call them they have a toll-free number as well. Obviously completely free, and it's like thanks to gracious donors like everybody who's donated here and who's donated for the Jingle Jam for Trevor Project that really helps support those foundations for those communities and those for their entire organization. So it's just been a very humbling experience, and I'm just so grateful that I'm able to be just a tiny piece of the puzzle that it helps to get everything like put together essentially.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, one of the videos that you played when I was watching your stream, like it kind of like it moved me a lot. I I don't want to try to describe the specific video, but yeah, it's very very wonderful cause. So
Yeah,
They're doing good work.
they are.
indeed. Thank you for fundraising for them.
Thank you for fundraising for Calm if you wanted to go about Calm as well.
Yes, yeah. So I'm fundraising for Campaign Against Living Miserably. They have a suicide prevention hotline that they operate for anybody who might need it. They are a UK-based charity, but they do have toolkits and resources that anybody across the world has access to. And yeah, it's just that they very similar suicide prevention. I think for like £6, you can help fundraise a life-saving call, and for £12, you can help fundraise. It might be the other way around. I'm not good with this stuff off the top of my head, but for I think £12, you can help fundraise for one of these toolkits, and that's just one piece of like what your pound can go towards, in terms of like what you're donating for. So yeah, and on all the projects for like all the charities that are under Jingle Jam this year are just wonderful causes. So very excited to be fundraising for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Of course, thank you for coming. I was very excited. I was like, I want to do something special for the Jingle Jam, and I've always wanted to have you on, Alex. But watching y'all's dynamic during one of the most recent streams that y'all had, I can't remember which one now, but watching like
Maybe
just watching.
Was it the hot cocoa bomb stream? Maybe
It may have been, and I've seen you two together. But it was it was like the couples one that you did as well. There was that
the
one.
Newlywed Game.
yeah.
Yeah. It was that one. Yeah, just like watching watching the connection that you guys have and like the dynamic that you have on stream and on camera and just listening to you too, it's really wonderful and beautiful. And I was like, I would love to have you both on at the same time. I think that'd be interesting. So
We appreciate it.
So yes, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah. Did you wanna plug yourself really quick, Tyler, before we head out?
Yeah, obviously I'll be streaming quite a bit this coming up week and everything like that for the Jingle Jam over at Titanium_TV. That's TY for Titanium, not the regular metal. But yeah, I'll be over there. We'll be supporting the Trevor project for the rest of this for the rest of Jingle Jam and everything like that. Look out for me in the future as well. I think next week, I believe actually it's on Saturday is my affiliate anniversary, so
Ooh,
1 year affiliate. Let's go.
We'll definitely be there.
We're gonna have some fun on that last day.
Heck yeah. All right.
And I'm just here.
Alex,
Alex, thank you so much for being here. Seriously. It's very excited that you said yes. Well, alrighty. I've been Yen. This has been the Pleasantly Positive Show. Stay tuned. Look out for Tyler and I and upcoming stuff, especially for the Jingle Jam. Are you participating in I know you're not doing First Class Friends, but you are going to be in Blood on the Clock Tower, right?
Yes, that'll be at 6 o'clock my time. It'll be a good time. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be very caffeinated and very ready to go.
I will be asleep.
Alex will be asleep. Fine will probably also be asleep.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much. Catch us on Sunday for that if you are listening to this live or shortly after its release. I have been Yen, and I'll catch you guys later. If you two want to stay in the chat, you can. But yeah, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.